So, bloody typical, right? Spent good 2 hours trading successfully, and the microphone wasn't turned on. So I've got all the video for it, but no audio. So all that has gone. So just doing another stream now. Still got the video for it, so I'm gonna archive that. But yeah, so far on the day, what had I done? So there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trades that I took. It was so I'll go over it again. So this is using £2 stakes. Made 9p, 0 break even on another, 7p on another, 17 on another, 42 on another, and then 9. And then I braked around, that last one was 325. So yeah, so now I've come back and just seeing what there is in the market now. Not too eager to overtrade, and of course it's going to be sod's law that something take on losses. So I'm just going to have a quick overview at the market, just see if it's worth participating at this point, and hopefully get a few trades out as well. God, all this stuff that I said in that one as well. So yeah, can't do anything now, but let's just have a look at this. So we've got 10 minutes see off. Reasonable about money's starting to come in. 37 grand match so far. So what I observe in this market so far is we've got some support where the price is here at 4s. So that can mean that the price is going to bounce as it has done previously at around this level and move higher. Or if it were to break, then it's likely to break aggressively and move down. The second favorite here has dramatically come in from 35 through to 5s now. It's hard to see because of the way this has moved on the chart, the actual movement. It looks flat, but zooming in, that might actually be a trend in there. So can't really tell, but definitely it's come in. This has come in. This is going out. So how might position itself on this? So the main pivotal thing here is this 4s that's sticking out for me, in that it's finding support. So you could just trade the fact that this is continually bouncing off of 4s. And it might move higher, but I'm just waiting a bit more, just to get a bit more information, wait for a bit more movement. Looks like it could actually. So there's quite a few things going on here. This as well is coming in, which is going to push this out. And this also is approaching another pivotal crossover or psych level, whatever you want to call it. So as it approaches this, there's a likelihood it might bounce, or if it, again, same thing, if it breaks, it could be quite aggressive break. Now, I'm favouring the break of this actually for the 5s, because this has found support here and it's still pulling away. This has persistently come in, so I just feel a break would be more likely than a bounce. So I'm just going to tentatively take a position there, keep it nice and light for now until if there's any other information. This has started to push out, which is helping this position, but again, just using minimum stakes here. The idea is not to make a shit ton of money at the moment. It's just to get directional bias correct, be on the right side of the trade, and look to get out before the market goes in play. So I've increased the position here because this has started to move out, which is going to push this in. These other ones appear to be moving, they're at the top of their ranges, although they're not really moving out. But hopefully this move out here should see this move in. Just because of the pure maths of it, if something goes out, something else has to come in. Still got a decent amount of time to go out. I mean, this is one of the reasons why it's good to go in, why I went in light here, because there wasn't any confirmation of that break really as of yet. So I've only got a net stake of 4 in on this. Of course, I can lighten the position if I want. I can take a loss. But for now, I'm just comfy with where the market is at this point in time. But I would like to see a break. Whether the market gives that to me is something completely different. I'm just going to put a speculative closing trade in there to take out part of that position. So this would be a partial exit, or other financial markets. In financial markets in general, you might call it a partial exit or scaling out of a position. I've scaled into the position when I'm adding more to it. I'm scaling out when I'm taking some off the table. So the theory here is basically taking some of the money off the table and anticipating a bigger move. So, you know, taking some profit, but anticipating that there's going to be bigger profits, but the overall position size will be smaller, which will hopefully capitalize on that bigger move if it happens. So this is still moving out, which is good for this position. This is kind of meandering around here. Is there anything else coming in? This looks like it's come in. This obviously is because it's higher odds, is going to have a less of an impact than this one. This is why I keep my eye on this one mainly rather than the other ones. But of course, a dramatic move in on that is going to, you know, it's more sensitive. So bigger moves here, of course, is going to move this. Smaller moves here is going to move this.
This event will start in 5 minutes.
5 minutes to the off. Place your bets. So I'm still comfortable. I might move this up. It's okay. Yeah, been taken out. It's busted lower into profit here. And thing is here, do I want to exit here at profit? This is, let me just think about this. I'm trying to concentrate on what the market's doing and speak at the same time, and I'm the worst multitasker. So I'm basically just seeing to see if this is still moving up, which okay, I got out of there. Kind of things happened a bit fast, but basically saw the move. The market moved down, broke through what would have been, it's hard to see on here, but there would have been support that it broke through, and went into profit. I had a partial exit, kept some of the money in as well for a bigger move, so scaled out of it. And then when I felt the market was stalling, because this looked like it could be coming back in, there was money kind of piling up there which would push this down and then move this out, I exited. So I am in profit now, and what has a tendency to happen is that previous support will become resistance. So that level that's broken through, it will now go up, hit it as a ceiling, and then move away back down again. There's a good likelihood of that, I should say. It doesn't always happen, but that appears to be what's happening at the moment. Now, of course, I could get on the back of this again, anticipating it's going to move lower, but I'm just wary of the time and the profit that I've made already. See, entering new positions, it puts me, it's slightly more risky entering more positions the nearer it is to the off, because there's just less time to maneuver. And I'm just going to green up here. I've got a good feeling now of what a good green up is and what a mediocre one is. Obviously the objective is not to lose money. So for me, and again, this is part of the reason for testing this out. I've only been doing this a few days again now, but it's really just to test and find what the biting point is. It seems to be if I go over the 20 pence and above, based on these £2 meager stakes, is relatively good in terms of an outcome. So taking new positions, risky positions with less time to potentially evaporate that profit, is just something that I'm bearing in mind. But hey, I'm just learning here. I'm just trying to find a good biting point. And because it's later in the day now as well, I'm on to the next race here. The races are further apart. Race here. The races are further apart. Race here. The races are Inception there. Bloody hell. Just getting new to this Twitch thing. So yeah, just trying to figure this whole streaming thing out. So apologies for any clicking about or ums and ahs, because it's all new. So yeah, the idea is really just to train to stream some of these on Twitch and also on YouTube as well. I'm undecided of how I'm going to do this, but unlikely anyone's going to watch this or be interested. It's really just for myself, it helps with accountability. Just thinking through, it's basically everything here is just me talking through my thought process out loud. It's vocalizing my thought process, which just helps hold me more accountable, helps me think more about about whether to take a position or not. So it helps me. If it helps you, great as well. I'm no guru at this by any instance, don't purport to be, but I do know quite a lot about the markets, financial markets, and I just try and translate that into these betting markets as well. So for example, now we're 15 minutes to the off, which is still quite a way. The volume really comes in 10 to 5 minutes before the off, so these are still quite thin, or quite way off, I should say, in terms of the start price. But this is at Wolverhampton. We've got 42 grand matched already with 15 minutes to go, which is quite good. So there's money coming in for this. So just looking at what the selections are doing. The favourite here has come in. It's been a bit choppy. Very sideways market, finding a lot of support around these levels, around fours. That's probably why. Fours here is a psych level, crossover point. There's many names for it. But basically, it's a level where there's likely to be a reaction, either find support and it moves higher, or if it breaks it, it should be an aggressive break and a move lower. But yeah, it's very sideways at the moment. Hasn't broken either way. The second favourite here is quite sideways at the moment. Just moved within its range, with finding sixes as resistance by the looks of it. So it's bouncing off that, moving down. Now, of course, it could try and scalp that movement, that boxy movement, it kind of bouncing up and down. I prefer not to do that though, just because it can break and be, go adversely against you when you're trying to take those small little bits out of the market. Waiting for something more discernible, some more of a trend in place, and then trying to go with that trend is my preferred approach at the moment. Sometimes I might attempt to find a bottom and trade the retrace, or in a trend wait for it to retrace and then jump on it again. But there's loads of different options. It really depends on what the market's doing. But I would say, starting out, I mean, these are techniques really that I've kind of transferred over from looking at forex markets for a long time. Also used to be a stockbroker as well, believe it or not, many years ago. So I understand how order books work, kind of given tutorials on order books, which is why the kind of betting markets are quite amazing, because if you've got a lower barrier to entry in terms of getting in on a in the financial on horse racing. Sorry, the reason I'm stumbling is I'm trying to speak and look at the markets at the same time, which I'm not that good at. But yeah, the reason this is better in many ways than financial markets is because you've got a much lower barrier to entry in terms of capital. There's not, you don't have to there is commission that you pay to Betfair, but I just feel that you can turn over your capital and have a lower kind of starting point than you would need with financial markets, given you can't put as much into these markets as you would into a stock market. So you are capped in that respect. But if you're just looking to potentially, make a living, make a few extra pounds, then viably, if you're patient with it, and that's my thing at the moment, just getting patient to get good at this, then it's enough for one person to live off, or family to live off, if you can get good at it. But there's a lot of variables on that route to making an income, a consistent income off of this. So yeah, just try to yammer away some time now whilst this clock is ticking down and wait for the volume to come in. Just try not to do anything silly, waiting for confirming action in the market to appear before making a decision, because otherwise it's just really easy to lose money. Don't want to lose money. Here's my desire. So what we got? Sorry, just clicking around here trying to understand how this whole Twitch thing works. So and it is important to be patient with these markets. I mean, starting out, one of the things I would used to do, and this was like, I first came like into like betting markets maybe 14 years ago, and didn't, it's only now I'm trading them since a very long time, since I'm revisiting them. But I used to try and I guess the markets have evolved, so they do move differently than they did that time ago. But I used to be trying to take a tick or two out of the market, which wait to see if there was big money come in. I wasn't super successful with that. I mean, I would be down more than up, because what would happen is the expectancy was on. There wasn't a positive expectancy. And what I mean by that is, yeah, might be making more ticks more often, but they were smaller amounts. So when the big moves came against me and I didn't get out, or I let it go in play, that would result in bigger losses and a negative expectancy over time. And you want to have this, Google positive expectancy. It's going to explain it much better than I can. But yeah, ultimately in any trading strategy, you want to have positive expectancy, which means that in the long run, you're making money rather than losing it. So, feels like there's money building up on this side, which could lead to a break. This is drifting as well, which could push this lower. But I'm just so tentative because of this level 4. It hasn't broken through 4s yet. Just see if anything else has moved dramatically. This has dramatically come in. This is drifting. Could short this now. And I might use terms interchangeably as well. I can't remember if I've said this in this one or already, because I've already done a video. I've already said a lot of this stuff, and the mic didn't work. But I use terms interchangeably. So back is basically to back is the same as shorting. Lay is going long, anticipating the price will go higher. Same but different. So this is still persisting out, hitting resistance. Still looks like there could be money coming to push this a bit higher. This has shown signs of potentially moving through the fall. So I've got a tentative position in here, in the anticipation that this could break. That's still speculative. And it hasn't really confirmed yet, which is why this position is, relatively light. I've only got, 4 overall, with a partial exit here. Which, if that gets matched, okay, so that's got matched. So that's giving me a little more leeway in breathing space in terms of a stop loss. And I'm just anticipating a bigger move. This is still up here at the top of its range. Check on the time, 5 minutes to go. I mean, it might make sense here just to play err on the side of caution, because as the money comes in, this is going to potentially shift it. But a more conservative approach is to wait for that to happen and then jump on the back of it. So I'm just trying to steal a couple of ticks here, and then I'll go flat, so my net position will be 0. And as this ticks past 5, I'm anticipating that there'll be more volume appear. And if that volume appears, then what I'd want to see is it break the 4s, 6s, move higher and 6s here. This event will start in
5 minutes. 5 minutes.
And trade it that way. So I've got my mouse over this side in readiness for if that were to happen. Might not even be able to catch it. Might move past. Might bounce. But if it bounces, I'm safe. What's gonna happen? Might be nothing. Might be something. Just see if anything else has drifted or streamed. See that chunk of money there? Don't know if that's real or not. It's just gone over £1,000. Looks like, yeah, they moved it. So it could be just spoofing the market there. Not serious about it getting taken. So this has started to move out. This has started to come in. This could be a retrace in sense of, I mean, it's not really discernible trend on this, but moving out again. In fact, I mean, my attention's now just caught on this in terms of what the chart was doing. This has been producing lower lows and lower highs. It doesn't look it in the volume matched. Ah, shit. Okay. Just stop yammering for a sec here and concentrate. So it broke 4s, broke support that was creating. It's retracing now. I've increased my position size in the anticipation that it's going to follow through. As of yet, it's not gone as anticipated, but it's just a retrace. Just keeping an eye on the time as well. Just going to thin this out a bit. This isn't convincing really. see, in this, I'm not afraid to say that I'm wrong. And so this is moving in persistently. And it looks like I'm wrong on this. Yeah, it's going to push that out. So minutes off. I'm just going to bring up video. Oh crap, I haven't got my page set up correctly. Oh, Raymond, and that's running away as well.
This event will start in 60 seconds. 60 seconds.
So I'm just trying to bring up videos to see if I can, how much longer I might be able to hold out on this position before having to dump it. So 5:15, 5. Okay, pictures, come on. Oh shit, and it's one of these really quick races as well. 5-6 furlong.
About to load.
This event starts in 30 seconds. In 30 seconds.
So with this, I just want to get out at, break even, small loss. 20 seconds to the off. It looks like they're going to go pretty punctually.
Backing away. Steel River poised. Bombastic.
10
waiting
seconds.
His turn. Now coming forward. Steel River next.
What's going on there? Oh, I had 6 as a net position. Okay.
A Rafe Jan.
Just read this up. So, I don't know if you can hear the audio coming through.
Last 3.
On the horses, they're being loaded. So what I'd done, I would have probably got matched on that, but just didn't want to take the risk. And to be honest, I don't know what the latency is on with Betfair with their supposed live stream. It might be a few seconds behind. So I could see that the horses were being I don't know what you call it, put into their stalls, and that meant that it was nearing the off. Even though this said, 10 seconds to go.
This event is now in play.
It wasn't actually. It was more than that. So it's gone a minute after the start. And this, I know at least this is a pretty fast race. So 6 furlong. So that means even if I'm not wanting to let things run in play, but at least if it's a longer race, then I've got a good probability of it still getting matched and getting out of a position. When the race is so quick like this, it happens so quickly, there's a low probability of getting matched if you're having something in play, and so it's riskier. That's why I'm trying, as part of this practice here, to be out before the off as often as possible. And you can see from here, you can see what's happening, who's winning just by the numbers. This one's in the lead, which was the favourite. It's going to this one. This one looks like it's winning. Short odds. Yeah, it's going to win. There's a bit of contention with that one. That's drifted. This is coming in. This looks like it's going to win it. Bang. That one was the winner. But
this event has been suspended.
That's not my shtick. I don't like that side of... I'm not here to really gamble. I'm here to trade pre-market before anything happens. Don't really care which horse wins, which is what this is all about. So, what have we got here? Just looking off screen at the moment. Lee. So we've got a favorite here that is started to come in, starting to stream. Terms again, stream in bet markets means come in, or it's bearish, I guess. Financial markets, and drift is bullish, and price is going to increase. So this is coming in, this is coming in, this is going out, or coming in, streaming, drifting. So what's the play? 10 minutes the off or so. Decent amount matched. Be okay putting a position in here, but it's just the timing of it. What am I going to do? This. Okay, wait. Just compose myself. This is definitely coming in. This is going out still. But it's at the bottom of its range. So persisting with money coming in to push it down, but just got to time this a bit better because this has persistently come in as well. So I just want a bit more, I don't know, bit more confirming. What am I trying to say? Like synergy between the such a corporate term. I'm looking for synergy between the selections to help strengthen my decision to take a position. At the moment, although this is coming in, visually you can see the prices have moved in. The chart's saying something slightly different, and this chart here has been saying this has been moving in very strongly. So that's why I would hesitate to get on this, because I'm looking to jump on a trend rather than just a move. So with that logic, this should be the one to really look to short, or this one to go long on, to lay. But there's not persistent money on this, so this is too thin. Although I was, tempted to potentially short it there, there's no real money behind it. It's just going to thin out, and it will be, again, if I were using bigger stakes, thinning out would be a problem, because it means I won't be able to exit it. Be partial fills, or doesn't get matched at all. So using these £2 stakes can be quite nimble, but I'm still actively thinking at the back of my mind, okay, when scaling this up, what's that going to mean? What does that decision mean in with bigger stakes? Jibber jabber, jibber jabber, jibber jabber. What's going on? What's going on here? So I get the feeling something else might be coming in quite strongly, because these are both started to drift. The book isn't that tight as well. About a 3% vig in that. Be expecting that to be nearer to 100 with this amount of volume, and I mean, still 8 minutes left, but let me see. Just looking away from the screen for a sec. Waiting. I'm definitely favouring short in this, but it's just no money on top of this to push this down. It's moving, but it's just moving on air. These like double digit. You can see the weight of the book is more biased to push it up, but this is pushing up, so this is probably going to come in. got fives there. That's another thing I didn't really notice. 5 can act as a decent level of resistance. No, cancel that. It was a bit too sticky. So when I say what I want is when I put the position in for it to be taken pretty much immediately or near to immediately. Just taking position here because of the way this favourite here is moving out quite aggressively. So I've kept that nice and light with a view to add to this. So increase my position size once or if there's better signs of it being, coming in, being bearish. Not seeing it yet. Well, you've got a £2 stake in this. Let's put that there tentatively. So I've put that exit in there because I mean anything can happen. All this money could be taken away in one order, for example, and I might get matched on that, and that's a decent move. But as it stands, this is going against me. I may just scratch this. And scratching just means to...
This event will start in 5 minutes.
As you can probably guess, just
5 minutes.
Take a small loss or go break even. Because the market didn't do what you anticipated. Oh no, that's starting to drift. And things do change. The market is very dynamic, so as you can see, look. So I've now gone into profit from a loss because this is moving so drastically out there. I'd anticipate that. I mean, the maths of it means that something else has to come in. This hasn't been as drastic a move in as that has been out, but at least it's put me in profit. I'm a bit hesitant to add to it because okay, starting to see some money come in. You know what, that wasn't clever in terms of the positioning, because I had position on that, so I'm going to scratch that, hopefully. So I increased my stake there to 4, from 2 to 4, but it wasn't, in hindsight, it wasn't the smartest of moves. I'll tell you why as soon as this is out. Okay, big move up there. That's helpful to this. I'm 58 pounds in the queue here. This is a beautiful feature that this software has added. It tells you the estimated position in the queue. So should the market come back down, I'm near the front of this queue, although there's like 500, 400 pounds there, and it might not come back down. So that additional position I added wasn't smart, and I knew it not long after adding it, because prior to that, when I was just £2 stake in net, I had a lot more leeway in terms of where my stop loss or break even would be. When I added that position, it meant the break even had moved down certainly a few ticks, because it was a much lower entry. It was at 4.5. And as it stands, I've seen profit evaporate. and time ticked down. Time's probably the biggest enemy here because, given enough, if there was an infinite amount of time, there might be ways to maneuver around the loss, but time is a factor. So in that sense, I guess it's more like an options market because there's an expiry time. It's not like buying a stock where there's an infinite amount of time you can maneuver in and out, whatever, unless it goes to zero or whatever. So yeah, you've got a limited amount of time to work with him and make your profit or loss. 1 minute to the off. Still seeing some money come in here. Look, it's going to push this up, so I'm okay to leave this here. But will it happen in time? Just going to bring up video here.
This event will start in 60 seconds. 60 seconds.
A couple in Medan at the Dubai Carnival, but was placed in some of the races there down through the years.
Yeah. This filly.
So this is not one I fucked up because it's going to be another reasonably quick race. Just don't want it to go in play.
This event starts in 30 seconds.
I think she is definitely going to be the one to play, the one to fend off the Irish rivals.
So the reason I'm giving this a bit more time is because I've got the videos up.
Cool.
To have a bit of so I do know one of my hesitations previously was
10 seconds
that the streaming might be delayed on Betfair, but there's a counter on there. You can't see that, but there's a counter and I can see that they're being loaded in. So I've got a bit more time to maneuver on this, but not a lot.
Up to the ranks this season as well. Sorry, last year her only win came off a mark of 68. She's won 3 over last 4 and now runs off a mark of 92. Joseph O'Brien well represented with 5, and of course Gerline's well represented with 3 as well. Looks like Marco Botti's Pretty Grey will be the last in. Let's get up to Apricot Moon, is the last penultimate one, and one of Gerline's is then will be the last to go in. Let's get up to Jerry for a feature. The Irish Stallion Farms European Breeders' Fund, list of Cooley Stakes.
Loaded.
This event is now
very level
in play.
break in the Irish EBF Cooley filly.
Wow, well that was to the wire, wasn't it? So yeah, just you can see there again. Just brought up the visual to see what's going on. I'm gonna watch this back just to see what how I could improve on that. I think because I was carrying a profit at one point, went in for additional positions and saw that profit evaporate. But again, I traded it well in the sense of being able to time the exit. Didn't take it in play. It was definitely to the wire on that. But yeah, took that loss and time to move on. So that would have evaporated some. What was that? 2 losses in a row. But that's the way she goes. That's the way she goes. Just why these videos will come in useful, just to see what I've done wrong, what could be better. Is it over trading? Is it just silly decisions? But yeah, I'll definitely be just assessing that a bit later. So on to the next one here. I think as well that would have those 2 trades. So those last 2 trades after a pretty decent day that I started earlier today, when I recorded and didn't record with fucking sound on. Those last 2 trades I think would have pretty much eaten away at that profit, which puts me back at break even. But I'm not mad about that at all at the moment. Just trying to stay focused on reading the market better so I can up the stakes eventually. So this is just experimentation really, and the stakes aren't big, so it doesn't hurt. And I would implore anyone else who is interested in doing this kind of thing to start out similar. Do not start out with a huge bank. Just, I mean, 200 quid, 300, 400 quid tops. Get to know the tools, get to know the markets, and then scale up. And yeah, even that money, if you can't afford to lose that, don't do it. I mean, look at videos, read up on it. I think this thing has a demo mode as well. It's not going to be the same as having skin in the game, just because of the way you'll get matched and etc. But you know, it's a starting point. That's your investment in yourself. Is just invest in the software and then do demo trading on it. And then once you're ready or can free up, you know, the capital, the money to do it, then you can do it that way. But this bloody hell, this favourite has come in persistently. Heavy back in. 11 grand, 109, 1.9. Nothing else is really drifting at the moment that I can see, which makes that slightly harder to read. $10 to the off. 118 grand matched. So this is the type of market that can easily take, you know, bigger stakes. Doing some of the Irish ones earlier, or looking at them. That's when I started passing on a lot of the trades. Is when the you know, there was just no liquidity in those Irish markets. Like 25 grand match with 5 minutes to the off. Good way to lose money. You can lose money in any market, but this at least is one where it can take bigger stakes. So this here has come down persistently. It's found some support. Looks around about the 1.9 to 1.87 mark. Question is, will it persist in moving down? Evidence of that is this moving out. Okay, gonna take a bit of a speculative position here. Nice and light. It's crap returns as well, because I haven't got a staking strategy in place, so it's only going to be 2p on the green. So there's a couple of ticks there. Hopefully, he says, hasn't been matched yet. But I am anticipating this is going to move. Oh, I just saw that drift out. I saw the market gap there. But I'm just so wary that, yeah, it could reverse. Shit. Now I've just got to be cautious here that I'm not just being, you know, being too standoffish just because of the previous results. I'm trying to think, right, big money came, just trying to jump in front of that, because that might be real, it might be not, but there's a good likelihood with this drifting and this coming in that this is going to move lower. So yeah, back to my point I was trying to say is just looking at the trades as logically as possible in terms of not being too hurt from the previous positions and not being too standoffish, not putting in enough money when there's good reason to, just because the previous trade has been a loss, because it can affect your mindset, you know. I mean, effectively that was the last couple of trades has taken out all my profit on the day, would put me back to break even. But I'm not bothered with that. And it shouldn't. And if I was angry at the market, I'll try and get back to it and make back what I've lost. It's only a few quid. It's only, percentage wise, it's not that much. But getting angry at the market is just an even better way to lose, money. So it's just really trying to listen to what it's saying. So at the moment, this has persisted to make attempts to move lower. You can see it have been making those erratic moves. There's nothing really moving out that I can see to kind of correlate the inverse relationship to move this down. But I am still holding out. I might thin out the position. I might scratch it. Who knows? So it looks like it's found support at those levels. This is coming in with such high odds, it's going to affect this less. This has started to come in and it's approaching freeze. So if it hits and goes through freeze, that's going to accelerate this out even further. But if it bounces off a freeze and finds support like it's been doing previously, then that's going to move this in, which helps my position. So I'm speculating that this move to 3 here. Just trying to take a tick out of this as well because it's rangy. This move to 3 here, hopefully this will be a...
This event will start in 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Hopefully this will be a bounce off of 3 as it comes into that support, which is going to move this in. As long as nothing else is dramatically coming in. But because these are such high odds, they're not going to affect it as much. So, there we go. Got... Oh, shit. See? Came through 3. As soon as that went through that level, bang, shoot it off. And got fucked. But... yeah, what can you do? I mean, what can I do? I can act on what's happening. But I'm just waiting for it to settle because it's a bit of a knee-jerk reaction. When that happens, typically it will go in one direction and then retrace. So, it may just be the case of getting out at break even, 3 minutes, 4 minutes the off. So the discernible trend on this has definitely changed to an overall kind of drift. So just looking for evidence that this is gonna at least come down a bit more, which is why I'm holding the position. There's nothing to tell me that it won't, at least just yet. This is kind of still moving to its upper range. I'm just trying to bring up video now in a bit more preparation than last time.
Four to 5, Copinets. 13 to 8,
So
Castagna
those
Dia.
horses are still wandering about there.
17 to 2, Tattoo. 12 to 1, Millie's Angel.
It's another
25
disaster
Solid
management
Eight,
one
40
here.
Brazen Bell. 66 to 1, Desert Mist.
It's great when it goes your favour
Available Angel.
from the get-go, but
125 to 1, Miss Trixie.
majority of the time it's what
150 to 1,
you do
Tokyo
when it goes
Chic.
against you, really. Okay, I'm going to attempt to lighten this. 2 minutes to the off. Net stake of 6 to lay off. See, this is drifting. It's these ones that are coming in. This is getting backed in aggressively. Some money coming in there now. Don't know if it's real. No, it looked like it was fake. Fake money. Say that because it just disappears and there's no matched volume. So that's someone just putting
This
an order
event
in
will
there.
start in 60 seconds. 60 seconds.
Someone just putting an order in there and then taking it away. Potentially to just spoof the market, i.e. move it lower. Which is one of the things you can do if you got cash. These stakes, it's not viable. So it's found a lot of resistance off of 2s.
This event starts in 30 seconds. In 30 seconds.
So despite what the software's saying there, I can see that the horses haven't been loaded as yet because I've got pictures up. This is persisted to move out. And there is some money coming in for this which could push it lower, so I'm just holding out for a little bit longer. Not stupidly holding out. I mean, if this is, you know, if this starts to tear away, I've got to act. Right, no. Let's get the fuck out.
To load first.
So lighten that. And lighten that. Another loss, but again, swings and roundabouts.
Solabay coming.
I must admit, I haven't traded this this evening as good as I did this morning. I'm gonna, well, it's early afternoon. I'm gonna look back and see, you know, what I need to improve on. But the good thing is, it's just small wins, small losses. Not just in terms of the amount here, but in terms of percentage. I mean, the count was about 190 quid, which is nothing. So, you know, percentage-wise, these aren't a dent at all. And I feel as well, I think one of the things is when there's oh, hang on, I haven't changed, have I? When there is a longer period between the races, at times I would make worse decisions just because there's longer to go. Again, it's really just about checking in, see what the stats say on that. Stats don't lie. But that's one of the good things of recording it. Do, 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 15, 12 minutes to go. There's a bloody dodo. Look, no movement. So I ain't touching that with a barge pole. Good few more minutes until anything comes into this market. And it's about 40 grand match, which is reasonable, decently tight book, 102%. This is what it's about. It can be boring for some people. I mean, I love this. If I could do this, you know, get the type of income that I want off of this, I would love this. But for some people, this might be boring as fuck. When you're sitting here just waiting for stuff to do, or something to happen, to act on. And if you have a different personality type, that can be very dangerous in this market, in any market. And if you think that's you, then just don't do it. Which never seems to be an effective strategy. Telling someone to don't do it who has that type of personality, it's going to do it. I'm not immune to it myself. That's why I'm having to start. That's why I'm, you know, trying to instill discipline in myself here by always cutting out before the off, working with more small stakes. And even after all that hard work, it might still not work. But I'm aware of that, and I don't really. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't faze me in as much as it may for others. But yeah, we'll see what's going on here. So we've got 9 minutes of the off. Tricky to read. The only thing that really pops out, I mean, this is started to stream, as is this. It's been gently streaming in. Favourite's a bit trickier to read because it has, I guess it looks like it's been starting to move lower in recent price action. So it could be favouring that to back or to short, whichever terminology you want to use. This here looks like it's hitting resistance. So resistance, you can see in the chart, these levels here. So that's sixes. See, it's come up, it's hit it, it's hit it, it's hit it, it's hit it, it's approaching it now. And then it falls away. So will that resistance hold or break? I don't know. Je ne sais pas. Ich weiß nicht. Yo no sé. Yo no sé. So some money building up here. Gonna push this lower. At least in the interim. Could be breaking sixes there. Just wait a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna anticipate that this breaks, which will push this. Put your teeth in. Push this down, which it has. But how far down is it going to go? So the trick is not to be too greedy. I'm going to keep light on this one. I'm going to keep light, so I'm not going to add to this position because I get a feeling that could be temporary. Just steered a tick on that. There's always opportunity to get back on if I see signs of reversal come back. Some money building up there. Want to see this? Yeah, okay. The numbers kind of stack. So This is still moving out, and there's still money coming in on that side. So I'm slightly increased the position there. But gonna leave that as is for now. This one's been coming in dramatically. Didn't notice that. Just re-order these just in case. Yeah. So I've got two. So I've been able to get a bit more breathing room with a stop that's a break even that's further out. Has my Twitch stopped? Oh, too many bloody things to focus on here. Just when my stream stops, I'm trying to look at that and look at the markets as well. So yeah, this is still got some decent amount of money on the backside pushing this down. It's definitely more bias on this side of the book for the for this side, which is pushing this out. And this is pushing out as well. So I'll just maintain this position here. Haven't got a closing trade in, but well, let's put a speculative one in there. In case for whatever reason it jumps down. I've got to be careful not to let too much of that profit evaporate, and also keep an eye on the time as well. Does it still? This
event will start in 5 minutes.
Constantly,
5 minutes.
One of the things that I'm kind of thinking is, or that you can think to yourself is, does it still make sense to be in this trade? Constantly. Yeah, because this is pushing it down. We've still got volume pushing it down. This is oh, okay. So this is started to come in. Well, see, almost got matched on that one. I'm gonna. Oh shit! Double tapped on that. Bloody hell! Rain. So basically, that was almost a disaster. So I was almost on the wrong side of that. But to explain, if you rewind, you'll see what I'd done. But I'd basically exited. Let's just green this and then talk. I exited, but then I fat fingered double tapped on it, which meant I entered a additional stake, putting me in a position where I was basically long, anticipating it would go up, but I was able to scratch it in time before the market moved too much, and not lose too much profit. But yeah, that's another thing. Just when shit goes wrong, just don't panic too much and know what your instruments are telling you, because yeah, it could be quite easy to panic there, because I'd clicked, I saw, I heard it click, and then I looked up here and the net stake was still 2, which wouldn't make sense. It should be 0 if I put in a closing trade. Also, the other visual thing was it was showing red down here, like red as the price would move down, which wouldn't make sense because I was shorting it, which meant that the prior to that, this was all, the profit would increase as it moves lower. So just know your instruments, know your software, which is why using small stakes to start with is going to help you just get familiar with how the software works, what to look for, how to react in instances where shit that you think you know, wasn't going to happen happens, and just know how to react to that. Disaster management, because it's not the day-to-day like trading that's gonna you know, fuck you up. I mean, you could have like 10-20 trades in a row that are just textbook perfect, but it's that one lapse of concentration or error that you make and you're gonna give it all back to the fucking market in a heartbeat. But I feel my work here is done on this one. 1 minute to go, 38p greened. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. C'est magnifique. C'est magnifique, mon frère. So I'm just trying to get to the next one here. Oh, God's sake. What's going on with this? So the next one is 6:30. I'll just have a quick goosey gander at that, see if it's worth waiting on. Oh, that's half an hour away. Yeah, I think that's oh no, there's one at 6:15. Fair enough. Yeah, going into these later sessions and later in the day, then the races, they get further spread out. So at the moment they're about every 15 minutes. So what we got? 15 minutes till the off. We have put on the old radio voice. 101% on the book. We've got a favourite at 2.28. Second favourite 4.5. Both have come in. Interesting. Not much volume as of yet. Nice amount matched, 65 grand, but the volume has not been persistent, which is to be expected with only still 14 minutes left till the off. So let me just see what my position is on a day. Have I broken even? I haven't broken even, but my voice is definitely breaking. So do the P&L, 25p down. Yeah, I think that last trade brings me to break even. I'm just going to see what's been settled on what hasn't. 1600 hours. Does indeed. Takes me just into a minuscule profit on the day. Just gonna get the heartbeat of this market, wait for the volume to come in, and I may or may not trade it. Excuse me, very late nights and other work. Yeah, by the way, this is not my main source of income, which is why. That's why if I was trading on this with £2 stakes, this would definitely not be putting food on the table or paying the bills. But it's the purpose is to potentially build it up as a secondary stream of income over time. I know it's just got to be patient with that. That may take a while to finesse. And it might not happen at all. Who knows? But trying to take the steps to at least put me on the right track for that. Keeping it real, as they say. Keeping it real. It's not about overnight success. And, you know, I mean, there's people who say that you can, because I've taught people other stuff before, like around financial markets, and the thing that I find most is just it's a very hard thing to do. As simple as the concepts might be. I mean, you understand support, resistance, you understand the inverse relationship, you understand management. Saying and doing are completely different, which is why I do these videos for my own personal accountability, because you can know what to do and not do it all the time. I'd say I'm not afraid to say when I'm wrong, which is frequently. But it's what happens after you're wrong. And yeah, so sorry, just going away from my intended point. If someone says you can, do this overnight, make a full-time income overnight within a month, pay for a course, blah blah blah, you run for the fucking hills. It's not possible. Hard work, just like looking at the markets for a while. I mean, but who knows? You might actually be a natural at this. You might, you might be able to read the markets like amazingly, and just instantly be great at it. But my point is, don't go in with all your savings or ridiculous amounts of money before you've got some empirical evidence of that. Because you're going to lose it, and that's what most people do. They think they are the exception rather than the rule, and I absolutely don't think I'm an exception. I think this takes a lot of hard work and patience to learn the little bits that go together to make you a successful trader overall. And that is painful. So this is drifting here. Gonna stop yammering away. Not here to fucking preach. So this is drifting away. You can see not only in the charts but in the price action here, which means that something else must be coming in. This has been persistently coming in. I'm going to put a small position on this to see if this stream continues. Oh, what the fuck! There again, I've missed it. Look. So I got everything right there, but I didn't have my software set up correctly. So I was looking to short that, but I was on a net stake of 0 for whatever reason, probably from the last position. So I missed that move. But the important thing there wasn't just jumping on it at the last second, just because it had, been angry at it being missed. It's just to say, shit, yeah, missed that. Wait for the next one. So this is coming in. That's going to push that out. What else we got? There's a lot of these going out, aren't there? So that started to move out at the corner of my eye. This came in, has been persistently moving in. Got in at an all new low, but that doesn't concern me too much yet. 7 minutes to the off. £4 stake. Oh no, that's going to go adversely against me. This price moving in is going to push this out, but I'm just anticipating that this 4 might act as resistance, and it's just a retrace rather than a reversal. In fact, I think that's what I done last time, wasn't it? I added into the position when it was I averaged down. Yeah, I might need to stop doing that. So averaging down is when you're adding to like a losing position effectively. it can be bad money, good money chasing after bad. Another way to think of it, which I just done there. And I think if I'm going to rewind my own video and see what I done on that other trade that made me a loss a couple of trades ago, I think it was a similar thing I done. I averaged down and it caused me to hold a larger than desired position that then went against me. So 5. So I'm still favouring this to come in with the hypothesis that the 4 acts as resistance. This has come down. We'll need to see this drift soon to allow this to push down further. If it doesn't, then it's likely to break that 4 and aggressively move higher. So soon want to see this move up again and this move down. Some money come for this. If I were to see that, then maybe I'll average down. He says, having just said that's a bad thing to do, but it's all about circumstance, all about context. Time, 5 minutes. You can see this isn't as much of a discernible trend anymore. Started to give higher highs and higher lows. So it's, rather than a pullback, I'm getting the sense it could be a reversal.
This event will start in 5 minutes.
It could start consolidating around this level. Consolidation would be fine. I can work with that. Obviously, continuation of it breaking lower, I can work with that. But a break higher, a reversal, we're fucked with that. That 4 is definitely a sticking point. Because of that, I'm tempted to, like I said, average down, add to the position, allow me to, thin out. Oh shit! No, don't match that. There we go. So I'm just trying to steal ticks here, based on this potentially being a range. Risky business, really. Because I'm adding to that position. But I'm doing it on the basis of this moving out persistently and this 4 acting as resistance. So if or when that breaks, it means that, I've taken on that risk to get a few ticks with a greater potential downside than upside, which is always the premise with when you're doing partial exits, the potential downside will be higher. But the good thing is, if you're trading with trend, it means that you've got the part that you leave in has got further that it can go. Sorry, I'm mixing up my words because I'm trying to focus and speak. What we got? 2 minutes to the off. I might start thinning this out a bit earlier. That might be another one of the things that I've been doing wrong. Waiting too late to thin stuff out. Just going to bring up visuals on this. So, okay, got matched at that. Take my money and run. There we go. I think that's it for today, to be honest. So there, I was able to get out. Small profit. Had the visuals up in preparation, but I'm aware of just fatigue as well, and this is just moving down as well. I was right on the direction, but hey, woulda, coulda, shoulda. I didn't know it was going to do that, and time was ticking. And it was 1 minute left now. It's towards the end of the day as well, so less opportunity to make up in future races. And I'm just weighing up what I've already done on the day as well.
This event will start in 60 seconds.
So
60 seconds.
I had been able to get over break even, get backside. Had a couple of bad trades. What was it? So let's just go over the numbers since I started on this stream. Let me just see, what did I do? So I started this at 5 o'clock. So started off with a profit. Started off with a profit 38p. The next one after that minus 34. Next one after that minus 52. Next one after that.
This event starts in 30 seconds. In 30 seconds.
Next one after that minus 33, and then now I've got plus 38. So that factored in with the profit that I'd made earlier in the day means that overall, I haven't factored in this. So when this comes in as well, it's going to be either 5 or 7p.
Seconds.
So that's about 18 to 20p made on the day. Wow, off of £22 stakes. So yeah, I'm going to call that a day, because I'm going to, further trading could evaporate that profit. There's less time to fix it, and I'm just aware of fatigue setting in as well. Like you can spend a long time in front of these charts, and it can inadvertently affect your trading, old boy. So don't do that. So I'm gonna sign off for now. Most likely be back. Most likely be back tomorrow. Not that anybody's listening, but hey, auf Wiedersehen.